Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice 10.33. Now, unfortunately, we have missed a week, and I did record it, but unfortunately the audio levels were still completely fucked. But to be fair, you didn't really miss anything. We are being beaten back up here in the north, so as you can see, there is a variety of battles that are not going our way. And to be honest, there isn't much I can really do about it. I don't have much by the way of reserves, and I think it's probably best if we just shorten the front line some more. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 provinces on the front line, and that would change to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. So we would have another couple of provinces on the front line. But we would have a lot more by the way of units, because we would gain all of the units from the coastline here to help reinforce. So I think, to be honest, it's probably better that we fall back again and we just let these battles finish to their natural conclusion. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to pull back these forces here. And we're going to start pulling back all of our HQs, etc. and bringing them southwards. And any additional units and things that we have, we're going to bring them down as well. Because the last thing we want is to struggle when it comes to units. We want all of our units to get the hell out of Dodge as soon as possible. Now, yeah, we got some extra units over here that we can bring down as well. So let's start bringing them to Longhai, Shangzhou, and Jiangxing. Let's bring those HQs down as well, including this army group HQ. And then the Beiping HQ as well. Let's bring them down south. Now, I realise we're giving up Nanking, but to be honest, at a strategic level, I think we're just going to have to admit defeat here. Because there is a whole load of problems that are springing up. And to be honest, I don't have answers to them at the moment. Yep, so then let's bring these ones in as well. So bring you there. Because if you look at this, we've already got immediately a lot more divisions freed up as a result of this. And we've got a decent river line once again that we can hold. And then Nanchang we want to hold as well. Because it's just going to be volume of units. Eventually they are going to tire out. And that's going to be key, really, to all of this. Want to try and avoid that gap as much as possible, really. In fact, let's keep them in place because they're sort of the pivot. And then let's make sure everyone else gets out. So, like you, for example. It's imperative we get you out. Same thing with any units that are currently retreating, like you. Let's get you around. Pull away from the coasts. Right, some extra tank divisions and things. Shall we move them round here as well, actually? Yeah, let's get them down there. All across the front we're being attacked. Let's get the Soviet tanks and things out. We have lost the Battle of Nanking, but I mean, you know what? Let's request some mediation from the Germans, see if they'll be willing to do anything. And the Germans apparently want none of it. We're going to be in for a protracted war. Disappointing, Germany. We could have been good allies. Right, okay, that's a major loss. We can't... Yes, the tanks got out. Okay, good, good, good. We can afford to lose a unit of militia if needed, but we can't afford to lose the tank unit. We need them to get the hell out of there. And you know what? Speaking of getting the hell out of there, our flanks are starting to look a little bit less secure. Yeah, we just lost a unit there. But we have extradited ourselves from Shanghai, and that means we can pull out here. Now, hopefully they retreat in good order. The more units we get out, the better. Yeah, we just need to keep the gap open long enough to get these guys out. We can't afford to lose that many divisions, including all of our tanks. And speaking of which, you're not exactly going fast enough. The 10th. Come on. Let's just keep the doorway open. Right, we lost a unit in Wuhan. Okay, that's a problem. Let's get them back into the fight over there. We are being attacked across a river here, so that's not so good. We might have to give up Wuhan. Let's just retreat over the river. That battle has not gone our way. Yeah, and all you're doing is holding the gate open, letting our units get into position. You're all retreating in fairly good order. Apart from that, our best tank division. Right, let's fall back a unit there. And let's fall back here as well. We can't let that cav unit encircle us. And let's chuck in von Falkenhausen in as well. Still retreating in relatively good order, although, as I say, the 10th is not an acceptable date, tanks. Nearly there, though. Just hold out a little bit longer. They're letting them retreat the way that we want them to. Things are not looking good for this tank division. Why it's so slow, I have literally zero idea. Come on. There we go. You're finally moving. Because it doesn't really matter how they retreat as long as they get out of there, because this whole retreat thing is working on the premise that my units don't get caught. You know, in compromised situations. We can't afford to lose 5 divisions like we've lost previously. Good. Right, they're out. Right, go, go, go. You guys... Not being funny, but this is probably the most important division in the army. I can't afford to lose it. Right, go. Just get out. Just get the hell out of there. Right, the tanks are all that matter. You just need to hold out for enough time for the tanks to get there. It's to be perfectly honest. And we can't afford to get flanked by the cav. This is turning into a bit of a problem because that unit is moving into where we want to be, and it's cavalry, which means they move quite quickly normally. Right, fuck it. Go. Yeah, hold position. You can retreat too. We can afford to lose 2 divisions. Although, to be fair, you might make it in time. Come on. Okay, and how are we looking over here? We're keeping the gap open over there, which is good. Our units are all getting into position down here in the south, although we've only got 1 or 2 units here, so we need some extras. So, you know what? That's where you 3 are going. You are going over here. You're going behind the river there. And then we've got some more extra units coming online. It's not part of the usual German trained aspect, but you know what? We will concede. Right, any units that can't join the battle. So right now, you've all got a very low reinforcement chance. Who do we need to get out of there? The tanks we definitely need to get out of there ASAP. And then are you all sort of bog standard? Yeah, you're all bog standard. I think our better units, yeah, we've got a better unit there. And they're bog standard. And then these are actually pretty good units as well, so we need them out. These ones are pivotal. So you're going to be getting there on the 13th. You're going to be getting there on the 14th. Okay, so you're going to be getting there very soon. Okay, good. Let's get the tanks out. Any new tanks that arrive, they need to flee south. And you're imperative that we get out as well. The 16th. You need to hold out until the 16th, guys. Right, keep fleeing backwards. Let's get our tanks the hell out of Dodge. And then we want to trigger a manual retreat, I think, into here. Ooh, they're attacking us all across the front here. This is defense in depth taken to its logical extreme. Right, who's involved in the battle? None of you have much chance of reinforcing. That's the problem. The chances of reinforcement are fucking low at the moment. Right, we just lost that battle. Right. Come on, reach. Get there. Pull back that way, please. You're going to get there on the 16th, so you'll be there soon enough. And we just lost a huge amount of divisions, but we got our tanks out, so that's at least good news. We need all of these, though. All of these divisions we need, and we need these ones to fill in extra holes over here. So you guys need to reassert yourselves ASAP. Tanks. Get to Nanking. And you're not going the direction that realistically we want you to go in. You've got enough org to just keep things happily moving along. Right, who is going... Yeah, we don't want you to go the dodgy way that takes you close to the front line. Why would you do that? No. Go that way round, please. Yep, you're doing it as well. No. There you go. We're dashing for it. We're going to dash for it correctly. Come on. Now, hopefully, this line will hold. We've got a lot of mountains, forests, you know, a little bit of everything, really, with which to try and hold them back. And an attack like this, where they're going over the river only, we should be able to handle it. Right, keep an eye on this. Because we want as many as we can. Bit of coal, thank you, our magnificent populace, for those donations. It doesn't really add much, but every little helps. Fuel for money, why not? Come on, right. Really? Already? You're attacking us already? No, no, no. No, 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 no. Come on. But they aren't moving into the province. So... Fuck. Fuck! Okay. That didn't work out. Fall back, please. Oh, shit. Well, that gamble backfired. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Shitty, shit, shit, shit. Okay. Problems. We have problems. We have a lot of problems. I needed those divisions, because then we would have had 4 in the game. Shit. I'm simulating exactly how the Chinese must have felt when this all was going on. I imagine there was a lot of whatever the Japanese, you know, equivalent of me yelling fuck repeatedly. That was probably what they were thinking. Shit. Can't believe that. Look, at least let me get this unit out. No. Don't cut off the German trained unit. Don't do it. Come on, you've got to be faster. You had a head start. Don't let yourselves be overtaken by these morons. And I think I'm going to call a halt to my doctrine progression, because we need officers, because our officer ratio is taking a real hit. Very disappointing, I must say. Come on. Just 5 hours. Yes. Good, good, good. Go, go, go. And they broke. Perfect. Yeah, it's better for you to break than it is for you to die. Go. Back into the front line. Back that way. Right, you an extra unit? Yep, you can go in there. Right, so we've got 2 across the river line. We need more than that, really. Organisation is still a problem. And we're entering the mountainous terrain, which will slow them down Just a little bit. No, no, no. Don't you dare. Don't you dare head them off. I will not have it. Come on, militia. You got it. You got this. Oh, it's going to be close. Yes. Okay, you're going to fall back here. Thank you. Okay, we've got some tanks, got some extra couple of units. Got nothing sort of, you know, immediately special, but, you know, we got some extra units that we can throw in a few places. Overall, we're a little bit, you know, behind the time, so to speak. But hopefully we can use our units and hold them back. That is a real pain in the arse, losing that many divisions up there. Really bloody painful, to be honest. And unexpected. They are making their way south, but it's slow going by the looks of it. And we got a debuff, which is absolutely great, because what do we need more of? It's debuffs. Yeah, our units are relatively in position. Okay, so end of our cooperation with the Japanese, and a few weeks ago Japanese warplanes began bombing Nanjing, concentrating their efforts on the downtown areas, which were the most densely populated by civilians. Knowing that Japanese troops were en route towards the city, people panicked and tried to flee. When Japanese ground forces reached Nanjing, they were met with only minimal resistance from overwhelmed, fatigued Chinese military units. 4 days later, the Japanese troops attacking the city from all angles, the forces were routed. Fearing the consequences of surrender to Japanese, some of our soldiers donned civilian clothing and retreated into the city. It was on this day that the atrocities against the civilian population of Nanjing began, lasting for weeks. We've heard of systematic slaughter and rape, or murder and rape, of up to 300,000 people. It's pretty awful. And we gain 5 war exhaustion. Okay. And we're getting our units into position. Speaking of which, we need another unit to help fill in the gap here. Now, we've got a load of events, actually, so let's do that. And I think we're going to do economics buying this time. We're going to do regulars again and boost the existing factories, short-term investment, and a balanced sane approach. Alright, and we've been attacked here, but it looks like we've beaten it back. And the 200th Division. Okay, so we get some division spawns, which is kind of cool. The 200th Division, Die 200 Shy, was the first mechanized division in the National Revolutionary Army. The tank regiments had 20 T-26, 4 BT-5. Okay, so we get a unit. Oh, we get actually a good couple of units. Oh, happy days. Let's give... Wow, they've all got commanders as well. Right, you guys, we need you at the front as a pretty decent mechanized force. Let's bring you down there. The more units we get, the better. Right, and we're being attacked. Yeah, and we're definitely winning that battle, which is good. Now, there's a pretty major battle going on here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Now, we can put up some planes. So let's see if we can't do a little bit of air intercept. And a little bit of bombing. And it's only 1938 and we've lost a pretty sizable amount of China, unfortunately. Now, our units in the mountains have pretty decent stats. Nothing amazing, but decent. And we have rebuilt a pretty sizable amount of organisation. Let's make sure we're reinforcing as much as possible. And getting more units out. Yeah, we're definitely winning in the town over there. And to be honest, it looks like we're winning over here as well. Just very slowly. We've probably lost about 20 divisions, which, to be honest, if we had 20 divisions, that would make a real difference. So it's disappointing that we did lose that many. Oh, and there's the Anschluss. You know, if we can hold the majority of China into 1939, that would be... Majority of China into 1939, that would be, you know, a pretty positive result. I would not sneer at that. Alright, looks like they're struggling in the north to push.